Let's take a look at some of these players right now, though. Starting with Marsden. As you can see right here, you have the player names and their roles. I will go over them real quick. The top lane will be run by Kaiju Godzilla. Huntah shall be in the jungle. Jòker in the mid lane. Sylas on the AD carry position. And JuiceTheBerry on support.
You reckon we'll see Sylas flex spot? Sylas AD carry, baby?
Well, that means we won't be seeing Garen, and I'll be sad.
Garen top. Garen mid.
Yeah, but
Garen
that's
mid.
not the Garen Yuumi.
Doesn't matter. We can still see Garen Yuumi top lane, and we'll have a Sylas solo laning bot.
Now, I want to see... I want to see Sylas on Garen.
Okay.
And I want to see JuiceTheBerry on Yuumi.
Okay.
And for the other side, I want to see the same thing. I want to see mirror matches in a draft pick, even though it's actually impossible.
Ideal. Perfect.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great.
What would be more fun than a double Garen Yuumi bot lane? Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yuumi Garen versus ôśylâsÖ.
That would be fun.
What was the other lane that was super popular? It was like On Scion.
Yeah, there was also like, Tarek Sona. The
No,
Talia
no,
Pantheon? Talia Pantheon?
No rush hour, please.
Okay.
No rush hour.
Also, I want to throw a special shout out right now to Kaiju Godzilla on Marsden. That's probably my favorite name I have seen in a very long time. Coming from someone. I'm a huge Godzilla buff. I love Godzilla.
Oh, the big monkey thing.
What?
Dinosaur thing.
Oh my, the monkey thing.
Godzilla. What's the other one?
King Kong.
Same
How can you get King Kong and Godzilla
Look,
confused?
I'm a child, okay? I wasn't even born when those movies were
And
made.
yet the movies, there was a new one that was literally came out like 3 months ago. It's not a remake. It's
boring.
Oh my. Boring.
Boring.
Giant,
I said it.
Giant monsters destroying
It's like
the planet.
a B-Tech
is
Transformers, okay, without Megan Fox.
boring. Oh my god. Oh, I just died a little inside.
Did you? Just a little bit. Oh.
Fun fact, Transformers 2 is the only movie I've gone to the theaters to watch where I've walked out of. I hated it that much.
Transformers 2. Transformers 1 was a great standalone and it should have been left like that. There's no need for follow-ups.
Let's talk about Mueller.
Here we go. Up on the top side, we got SukiYuki. In the jungle, we got Suko. We got Phoenix in the mid lane. IneptStackR in the bot lane. And Scoppy Toaster. Toaster.
Yes.
That's a weird...
Scoppy Toaster.
My brain just did Toaster.
Yeah, no, when I first saw that, I was thinking it's like, ooh, spooky toaster. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm dyslexic. That's Scoppy Toaster.
Interesting name. 44 as well. Remember, 44
you can't forget. Because he was clearly born in 1944.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a very senior high school student.
2044. He's from the future.
Oh, I didn't think of that. That makes more sense.
Yeah, he's back in time. He's like, yo, guys, I got this.
A lot of Japanese influenced names, too, coming from the red side. So it could be like some future anime type thing.
Could be.
Because when I think Japan, my first thought always goes to anime.
I always think of Pokemon centers, to be honest.
That's a lot better.
Yeah. Pokemon, that's my
Pokemon is better than anime. Yeah, even though Pokemon is an anime, it's like the ideal anime.
Is it an anime? It's an anime. Yeah,
it's an anime. Sure. It's oh my gosh, I forgot the exact type of anime. Is it a shoujin? I don't know. Let's get into picks and bans. All right, we are officially underway, everybody. Marsden versus Mueller. Now, before every match of League of Legends, there is a pick and ban phase where essentially the players get to choose which characters they want to play and which characters they do not want to play against. And that is what you're seeing right here. The portraits on the bottom will signify who is being banned away, that their opponents may not play. Whereas as their own champions will get locked in a draft order, you will see it, where UQU blue and UQU red sits.
Perfect, and we see the first two bans, Lucian and Mordekaiser, taken off the board. Lucian a little bit less of a meta champion, but obviously we're a one-trick kind of ban. We see a lot more of specific bans against players, not just overall, meta champions. I mean, Mordekaiser's a little bit more meta, but again, he's kind of fallen off a lot. Very easy to counter-pick the champion, and we have Anivia as well banned off the board as well, so that's definitely a target ban towards the mid lane. Yeah,
I'm not surprised to see more target bans come in here. Taking Anivia away from someone named Phoenix makes a lot of sense. Anivia being the Ice Phoenix, you have to make the assumption, could be named after a certain champion. It's always a smart idea if you see someone named after someone to ban them away. It's why I'm surprised we aren't seeing Sylas banned, although it is highly unlikely we would see a Sylas bot lane.
Correct.
You never know, though.
Zed as well, so 3 technically target bans towards the mid lane there. Could be taking it away very quickly, and Lux as well be banned off support and mid flex ban. Talking about Anivia, I played some TFT last night.
Okay.
Got Anivia. Yep. I was severely disappointed.
Yeah, Nivea's not that great.
Yeah, well, I was running the Elemental Sorcerer comp.
Yeah, I mean, Elemental Sorcerer, it's okay. Elemental's good in that early mid-game, but since the most recent nerfs to Elementals, it really falls off late, and you sort of need something with more oomph at the end. That said, our first pick has been taken for Marsden. They have locked in the Kayn. Kayn's an interesting one because in solo queue, fantastic, but in team play, it's a bit tougher to pull off.
Yeah, we see Garen hover as well from UQ, but yeah, Kayn is a very interesting champion. He's good clearer, very good clearer. Clears very fast, very quickly. Is also able to get through the mid-game phase very easily. Once he gets those first, it's really important he needs to get his transformations. Once he turns to the Darken or the Shadow Assassin, his damage massively increases. You have Garen locked in for the red side as well.
So, yeah, we're seeing that Garen. I think they were listening to us talking about it before. You know what? Let's become fan favorites. Going ahead, locking in that Garen. I'm going to assume it's actually going to go to SukiYuki in the top lane. I don't think they're crazy enough to run it bot, especially with a Zyra that I'm assuming is going to be support.
Hey, you root it up, you run it with the Garen, boom, 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 kill it, done. Simple. Great bot lane. I would get around it. We see Morgana have an interesting, Morgana very good TFT pickup, very strong TFT ultimate. You know, quality play with the cannon comp. Good AoE sorcerer ultimates.
I'm proud of you. You have been hitting that TFT. It sounds like you're coming at me with this TFT.
I've been watching Disguised Toast videos. To be
honest. That's not as fun.
And Scar.
Scar's alright. Disguised Toast is my favorite streamer, but taking a look at the Zoe hover right there. I do like this Morgana lock-in. I think when it comes to beginner teams, Morgana on support is one of, the most cookie-cutter basic supports that is also incredibly strong.
Yes, yeah, most definitely. I mean, Morgana, very similar to play. You got that black shield that root negates a lot of what the other enemy team wants to do. Good lockdown CCs with the root, so easy to get picks. Once that root lands, it's very difficult to really follow up. And then Zoe in the mid lane there is, quite a versatile pick, good blind pick, I guess, if you're good enough at her. If you're able to, really do what you're doing. Interesting they banned away the Yasuo here. Yasuo is, one of the best counter picks into the Zoe, actually. It's one of the strongest matchups you can take. As both his Zoe and Yasuo main myself, I can definitely accommodate in that matchup. So interesting to see it's banned away by the side who had the counter pick. We have MF banned away from UQ Red 4.
Yeah, a lot of bans right now coming through, kind of more focused as opposed to meta, although definitely if you're taking away Yasuo, that does tell me, okay, Mueller does not play this champion. They want nothing to do with it. Not too surprising. Yasuo is one of those champions as well in lower elos that can just completely take over a game or completely ruin a game for your own team. So might as well not deal with it. I'm loving the simplicity of Mueller's team comp at the moment. Garen, Zyra, Amumu, all very straightforward champions, easy to execute, clearly defined goals and what you're meant to do. Twitch, however, can be a bit more difficult. I'd be a bit surprised if this gets
pick the Sivir. Pick the Sivir. Keep it simple, easy to play. Sivir or Ashe, good pick, good utility. Twitch is not bad though, because obviously gives you that late game marksman beast. Once he gets that late game, he's going to be absolutely unstoppable with those spray and praise when he pops those in the back line. But Twitch is a very difficult AD carry to play. It's very much about positioning, balance about positioning in those team plays, getting behind the team, getting your flank picks, and overall moving through. We see Vayne and Darius as the last two lock-ins as well, so two power pickups instantly on the blue side for Marsden. Interesting the Darius into Garen matchup. Usually that's Darius flavored, I think, but I think the Garen definitely can get a good silence off and cancel either a pull or a what's the Q, the decimate from the Darius. Can definitely reduce a lot of that damage and change that matchup. You see a Brand locked in as well, so it looks like that's going to be Brand mid into the Zoe, which is a interesting self-counter pick.
You take Zyra into mid, really both Brand and Zyra are flexed. They could be either way.
Both of them get hard countered by the Zoe though.
Perhaps.
Both of them. Zoe has way too much poke, way too much range, and can dodge out the abilities. So Zyra obviously gets a damage from a root into the, I don't know what the other thing is, the line damage thing. Yep. But the point is Zoe can sit outside and throw those Qs in, land those paddle stars, and just chunk both of these magey support characters out in that mid lane without the support of AD carry. So very difficult to play into those lanes. And the Vayne, Morgana is a very interesting lane to Brand Twitch. Brand obviously more of an aggressive early game laner, wants to poke you out, force you out of lane. Not the best into Morgana, since that magic damage shield helps negate a lot of that damage early on, and you really can never land your stun combo on the Brand unless you burn through that shield first. But it could be that aggressive versus late, right? So Twitch want to scale in this lane, want to just farm the minions, and then Brand can be the one really pressuring this lane and forcing the Vayne and Morgana off CS. While on the other side, of course, Morgana is a much more safer lane to help us protect this Vayne from the CC, help her sit in the lane and scale, and you can definitely play a little bit more aggressively on the Vayne now, given the fact that you have that early game aggressive damage.
Yeah, honestly, when I was looking at these team compositions, there's the things that struck out to me more so was, especially in regards to this bot lane as you were just talking about, is I almost would have wanted to see the supports switch sides.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see the Brand with the Vayne and the Morgana with the Twitch. I think that would have been a bit more synergistic. in the larger scale things. But the other interesting thing is both these AD carries, very feast or famine.
Yeah.
If either of them fall too far behind, I really feel like that bot lane at that stage is entirely lost.
Yeah.
In which case, all right, let's look to the jungles then, and maybe one side will put more jungle pressure on the bot side. But these are two, you know, post-6 scaling junglers. Like, Amumu really wants that Curse of the Sad Mummy.
Yeah.
Kayn wants to evolve, hopefully, into Rost Kayn, I believe, not the blue one.
I mean, look, we never know in these games.
We
You got
do
Conqueror,
never
so
know.
it should be Rost. Generally, if you're Shadow Assassin, you go for a Dark Harvest or Electrocute for that instant burst. But, you know, if you ganks this Zoe or this Vayne early on, of course could, I mean, not Zoe or Vayne, ganks the Twitch to the Zyra, could very easily stack up those ranged procs and have to be forced into that Shadow Assassin, because generally, no matter what, you should get with your first transformation. Sure, it might not be optimal, but just for the champion's power spike, you really need to get it through early on. But interesting to talk about some of the rune choices we got here. We got Press the Attack versus Fleet Footwork in the bot lane, not something you usually see. Dark Harvest as well on the brand support, and Electrocute on the Zyra mid lane. All interesting. And Garen with Electrocute on the top side. So interesting choices across the board here.
Electrocute Garen is not something I was expecting to see
No.
today, but I'm excited to see if it pays off. I mean, I imagine you can get those Electrocute procs off if you just run in, start spinning on their face, go boop, 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 boop,
Does it
shred
count
their
as,
armor.
I don't think Electrocute procs off dot.
No,
Because
not
it
in
definitely
that
doesn't
sense.
proc off like Malzahar.
No, but you get like the silence, auto
Sure, I mean,
spin,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
it
I
looks,
guess
it
that
looks cool. I'm
looks
not
cool.
talking about practicality. I'm talking about aesthetics.
Okay, and
Okay.
then you see the lightning bolt come down.
Yeah,
from the
exactly.
Gold
It
King
looks
skin.
awesome. Aesthetics are more important than practicality. That's how come everyone uses skins.
I mean, talking about aesthetics, right? You got this fantastic arc-like brand skin we can see.
Yes.
What's Garen's skin? Is that? That's a.
Isn't that Rugged, Garen?
Maybe
That's
one
Rugged.
of the
Yeah, that's
We've got the Bioford or Bioford is that what it's called, or is it called?
I do not know names of
Dreadnova,
skins.
Dreadnova Darius. That's the
Ah.
one. That's the Hex. That's the gemstone skin, I think.
Yeah, asking me to know skin names, let alone top skin names. Yeah, good luck, buddy.
Hey,
no idea.
It's alright. It's alright. I got you. Arclight Vayne. We got Dragon. No, that's. Oh, I know that skin name. I should know this. That's Lunar Revel.
Yes.
Lunar Revel Morgana.
That's the one I
We've
use.
got Omega Squad Twitch. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, you are.
Skin names, baby.
Now
Let's
tell me
go.
their abilities.
Well, Twitch's passive is poison.
Okay. Although I think what's important to note, though, as we're going through this right now, taking a look at the junglers and how they're pathing, a lot of attention this early game will actually be spent more towards on the minimap than perhaps what you see on screen,
Yeah.
especially with SukiYuki as well as Huntah. Where they path and when these junglers sort of make their presence zones in lanes, that's when action is truly going to start. As although, you know, top lane's proving us wrong, Kaiju Godzilla and SukiYuki going at it already. Kaiju Godzilla not doing well in this trade despite dropping the Ignite, but with the flash, it does not matter. First blood going to the King of Monsters.
Yeah, good, fantastic trade there by Godzilla, especially through the minions as well, taking so many minions in that trade, almost going down himself, but picking up Ignite on this Darius top means he's got that extra bit of lane presence, extra bit of damage, and with those 5 stacks, able to take down the Garen very easily.
Okay, so looking at this mid lane right now, I know at the start you're saying, yes, this main matchup should favor Jòker on the Zoe, but this is one of the advantages that I feel Phoenix on the Zyra has. The complete sort of zoning control of the plants. Like, that is a forest about to erupt right now, and as a result, it looks like Jòker can't even step forward.
I mean, Jòker actually is up to for Electrocute on the Zoe as well. I mean, I personally prefer taking Airy just because it allows you to get that constant poke down and harass with autos. It's very important in this lane early on as Zoe that you actually get up and step on those plants before she can trigger them, right? Because as you said, like right now in this lane, so you got a situation where there's so many plants that block those skill shots that want to come through. So you really need to be stepping on those buds early on and making sure they're not popping up and blocking your skill shots you want to be throwing through.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. A bit of a situation happening right now towards the bot side of SukiYuki, looking possibly to sort of establish some control around the dragon, has gone ahead and collected that Scuttlebug. But because of the ward placement coming through from JuiceTheBerry, any gank on the bot side is actually going to be quite difficult for Mueller to pull off. He's opted for the tri-push though, and I don't think he was spotted, so keep your eyes on this bot lane. Sylas in trouble, the bandage toss connects, stepping forward to Scooby Toaster, but a quick flash and Dark Shield does keep Sylas alive.
There's a fantastic Dark Binding to negate the stun coming out of the Amumu there. Fantastic reactions from JuiceTheBerry and keeps Sylas alive just barely there. The Vayne very low here in this lane, but up 3 CS over the Twitch with a bigger wave to catch as well.
Yeah, so definitely I like the play from Mueller right there to try and make something happen on the bot side. They are recognizing that this Twitch needs to get ahead, and if they can get even a small semblance of a lead, they have potential to snowball it, especially with Scooby Toaster. Oh, the A has arrived. There wasn't an A before. Now there's an A in the name, so it is Scoppy Toaster.
Okay, good. So yeah, nice.
Yeah, so okay,
Nice,
that's
nice,
good
nice.
to know. The important thing, though, is that it is a Brand, and if you give Brand a lead, he can just completely wipe a lane. So I like the play. However, good warning and good reactive play does sort of pay off on that side. Bit of action, though, happening around towards mid as well as top. It looks like Kaiju Godzilla is looking for yet another solo kill. SukiYuki in a bit of trouble. No flash available. Doesn't even make it to the tower. That's the second kill for this Darius.
Interesting flash there from the Darius, so definitely held that cooldown, and I think Garen would have tried to bleed, to be honest.
Whoa!
But oh, flash out of the Twitch there, making sure he wants to get back safe. Support obviously not with him there, and a little bit worried, but I mean, interesting starting items across the board. You can see boots taken early on by both the Garen and the Brain. Interesting enough, so no support item, which means this Brain will be struggling for gold early on.
Oh, Huntah has his eye set on Phoenix, forcing the flash out of mid lane. Sleepy Trouble Bubble did connect, but not willing to tower dive with TsukiYuki right there in the area. The other thing that's important to note, though, in the span of about 1 minute, Flash is burned on 2 critical champions from Mueller.
Yeah.
Both IneptStackR and Phoenix now no longer have Flash, and if you are Huntah on this jungler from Marsden's side, you are, you know, like licking your chops right now thinking, all right, I have a pick. 2 immobile characters, no flash available. These should be 2 easy picking kills.
Yeah, especially up in this top side of this game, they can really help with the pause coming through on stage. So we're going to work out, see how that issues and get back to you as soon as possible. But yeah, I mean, looking a little bit more, you know, towards this game and seeing how everyone's going. Yeah, definitely having those flashes down on both the top lane, the mid lane, and the AD carry. So all 3 lanes very gankable from the Kayn, who isn't, you know, maybe the strongest with the ganks. I mean, he's good, gets interesting routes through those the what's it called, Umbral Trespass, the ultimate. Yeah. What's his wall walking ability?
I don't know, just wall walking.
I don't know, wall walking. Anyways, yeah, he has the ability to walk through walls in a no terrain. So Shadow Step, I think is what it's called. So yeah, he's able to get a very creative gank pass where you don't actually have to go through these normal channels, and so makes warding very difficult if you're early on in the game. With it, we are just jumping straight back into the game as we are unpaused now. But yeah, so the Kayn has very interesting routes, and now there's no flash in any of these lanes. It's very easy to walk through and target out, especially the Squishy Twitch or the Zyra, with a nice Shadow Step through a wall.
Another thing, too, that I think Marsden should be happy about is how this top lane has been going for them. Kaiju Godzilla, already 2 solo kills in this match, has a solid 20 CS lead at about 7 minutes in. This is a Darius. We've seen what a fed Darius can do in lane. Like, you want to talk about taking a game completely over? I think last time we saw a super fed Darius, he was literally 1v4ing and 1v5ing in fights and winning.
Did get a quadrukill under the enemy nexus.
Yes, it was
That
fantastic. And Kaiju Godzilla already setting himself up to be in a similar position, has hit level 6, so Decapitation is available. Big Sleepy Trouble Bubble just hit onto Phoenix, and that is a lot of damage coming from Jòker with the Ignite and the Flash. There is a solo kill in the mid lane.
Good flash follow there from Jòker to secure the kill. Had his ult coming up though, so could have actually just used that to jump up and get the auto attack. But regardless, a solo kill in the mid lane for the Zoe. Very strong for him, especially getting back with that lost chapter. So we'll have a little bit of extra mana sustain in this lane as well. As we see up in this top side again, SukiYuki going in for a very interesting trade against Kaiju Godzilla.
Yeah, pushed a little too far forward, and Kaiju Godzilla is looking to turn it around. Already you can see that damage, and with the decapitation, a big kill in the top side.
I mean, that's just Garen stepping up. Still only got boots and 3 pots, or 5 pots he had before he popped 2 of them now. So those don't do too much against the big old 3-0 Darius with Phage completed already. So Garen's going to have a very tough time in the lane. I think anyone that comes to this top side is going to really struggle against this Darius.
Yeah, as you can see, SukiYuki has made his way up there or as the jungler at the moment, but I don't think she's going to find much. Really does not want to step forward and engage against this Darius. If I were on Mueller right now, top is a lost cause. Start putting more resources into that bot lane because that is going to be your out in this late game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only way they win yet is through this late game Twitch. Get a Twitch to his Runaan's, Hurricanes, plus Infinity Edge, plus Blade of the Rune King Spike. Once Twitch gets those items coming through, you could definitely be doing a little bit more in a damage department. Silas is just chilling, giving up CS, relaxing. He needs to support a bit of gold maybe there. But yeah, they need to get this Twitch fed, need to get this Twitch ahead because that's the only way they're really going to win this game because mid lane's farther behind. This Darius is going to nuke everybody in these mid game team fights, and especially since Zoe comes along in the mid game as well. With a lot of poke coming over the wall once he finishes those soft boots.
Now that was interesting what just happened there. If people had noticed, Phoenix went ahead and used the ultimate, unfortunately, a bit prematurely, trying to set up a gank from SukiYuki. And it didn't happen because SukiYuki was not only on a ward, but again, it was a bit early. So another key ability gone right now from this mid lane. Huntah was in the area, opted not to look for the fight, and instead is looking to secure the first dragon of the game. It is a Mountain Drake, and that is something Mueller really does not want to give up. But with no vision on that dragon, and with bot lane getting pushed in, definitely should be a free dragon going to the Marsden side. Good ultimate from SukiYuki, though. It does stop the all-in on that bot side, but still, that's a Mountain Drake going to the blue side. More advantages, larger gold lead. This is looking quite dire for Mueller.
Yeah, I mean, especially pre-10 as well means they'll be getting extra damage on these tower plates and be able to get that extra gold into their back pocket. So very important they're getting these ganks in here and these tower plates. He's something maybe bot side, but nothing will come of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good, sort of almost 6 cents there, recognizing that a gank was probably going to come down. You saw those danger pings being thrown, so IneptStackR and SukiYuki doing a good job retreating back to the tower. However, mid lane is where could be in trouble right now. Jòker looking for a way in. Sleepy Trouble Bubble will not hit its mark.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just looking for those pokes in the mid lane from the Zoe. That's a very normal spot for Zoe to sit, just over that wall there and trying to land those Sleepy Trouble Bubbles over the wall onto the Zyra. As we see another trade coming into the mid lane.
Yeah, another trade in the mid lane. Huntah trying to get some damage down. Not going to opt for the tower dive. Smart move there. At this stage right now, Marsden, they're starting to hit some of these power spikes, obviously. Full items should be getting completed in the near future. And off of that, I think, is when we're going to start seeing the blue side start looking to pick more of these fights and start trying to pressure these towers. Sleepy Trouble Bubble hits. Jòker has a lot of damage. Big burst! And Phoenix just gets obliterated.
Yeah, that's the nature of the Zoe. Once you get that
oh, no. Silas is not in a good place either. Alone in the river. Can't turn it around. As SukiYuki is going to flash forward. JuiceTheBerry quite low. Ultimate's being used, and 2 kills are picked right back by Mueller.
Game paused as well, so maybe a little bit something happening there before. But yeah, very interesting to see a lot of action across the map, right? Especially in that mid lane. See Zoe land that Sleepy Trouble Bubble gives you an extra 40% damage on the next paddle star that comes through. Obviously picking up that kill there on the Zyra. On the other side of the map, though, in that bot lane, a great gank by the Amumu to sit in that bush and wait for them to walk up and ward it. You see Peanut do that a lot in solo queue, especially on Elise. He'll just jump over the wall and sit in that brush level 3, wait for the support to walk up, and then jump on them with a cocoon into spiders, but I don't know what the Q is. But yeah, just jumps on them and insta-burst them down with the Elise, plus the bot lane. 2 flashes as well being burnt down in that bot side. So flash burn again on the Twitch. Brand no flash either. And a very good response to that 4-man play that was going to happen by Marsden earlier on as we are solving the pause problem, and we'll be back into game shortly.
And that is exactly what Mueller needs to do to get back in this one. Yes, everything looked bad for the first 10 minutes of this game, but getting those kills on the bot side, unfortunately, neither of them did go onto IneptStackR, which is where you wanted that gold to go. But you know, momentum starting to call back. I mean, they were 5K down. Now they're about 3.5, so you never know.
Yeah. I mean, early on being down about 5K gold 11 minutes is quite dire, to be honest, in most games. But what was he up in again? No, Suki's fine.
Yeah, Suki's going to try and run away, but a flash for flash in the top lane. SukiYuki should be able to walk out of this one alive, but I think that flash is definitely more valuable at the moment on the Garen than it is on the Darius. I expect to see another all-in attempt from Kaiju quite soon.
Yeah, most definitely. I think the Darius really relies on that flash to get into these mid-game team fights, since that's one of Darius' biggest weaknesses and why he's not really peaked in competitive too often.
Oh, interesting. Sleepy Trouble Bubble. The burst! Jòker is just too big right now with that Luden's Echo.
Yeah, I mean, finish this first core item on the Zoe, you'll be doing a lot of damage. Of course, having decent mana sustain as well, but those Luden's procs as well doing so much damage because they give a percent of the total AP that you've got as well. So once she finishes these Sork Boats, which should be the next item coming through on the Zoe, it should be a lot easier for her to come through and pick up these kills.
Yeah, definitely should be the case, as, you know, the bagpipes are playing right now for Phoenix following that unfortunate death right there at the hands of Jòker. Meanwhile, Hannah, again, looking for a gank on this bot side, not going to find anything. And still, Bandage Toss connecting onto Jòker. SukiYuki doing a good job sidestepping the paddle star as well. So a favorable trade going from Mueller. As I was about to say, though, in regards to this bot side, I'm really liking how defensive they're playing. And as soon as I say that, of course, the Dark Binding does hit. Not going to follow up with the all-in. Huntah doing a bit of an invade. Has to be careful because Phoenix is roaming up as well. Huntah forced to flash, but is still on the run. Help from Jòker is there, looking to possibly re-engage, but the bot side from Mueller has roamed up as well. I'm curious if they fight this because there's really no objectives here. Another good sidestep coming from this Amumu, and finally everyone disengages.
I mean, that was a very interesting rotation there from Huntah. Obviously, thinking he has priority in his mid lane and thinking he could definitely, go for that invade and move through. But Zoe, unfortunately, obviously not clear enough communication between the two and didn't move fast enough, so was able to get out. But bot lane's a little bit choked out.
Bandage toss hits JuiceTheBerry. Silas trying to get those autos down, but up above is where the action is. SukiYuki and a lot of strife will go down to Huntah, and the next target will be this Twitch. IneptStackR cannot escape Huntah, and that is a double. Looking for the triple skew, won't be able to escape, and that is 3 kills going to the side of Marsden. As this was happening up top as well, Kaiju Godzilla found his 4th solo queue of the game.
Yeah, 10-3 and kills 22 gold to 16,000. It's looking very dire if you're on the side of Mueller here. Marsden very far ahead here, and 40 minutes of the game will grab that first tower up on the top side.
Yeah, first tower, that's a huge gold boost, as well as the fact that you have an Ocean Drake spawning in about 15 seconds. And really, with where Mueller is at in this state of the game, cannot contest this. I feel any team fight at this stage, Mueller, unfortunately, will fall. They need to find, picks. They need to find advantageous situations. And a lot of times that comes from, vision control and playing the map. Unfortunately, for Mueller's side, they have no wards on the map at the moment.
No, they've literally 0 wards down. And that's mostly because SukiYuki didn't actually get his support item until I think the back he had recently, right? Which means you're losing a lot of gold and you're unable to actually get those wards.
Dark Binding connecting. SukiYuki in a lot of danger right here. Will be able to walk away, but took a serious beating. And really, that's going to affect IneptStackR a bit more, because SukiYuki now has to recall, and that's leaving Twitch on their own in a bad situation without Flash, with a jungler in the area. But Marsden's not going to capitalize just yet, because action once again in the mid lane. Unfortunately, Ultimate does not connect for Phoenix. Jòker going to go ahead and clear out those plants, but yeah, we're starting to see Marsden really start to push their lead. They're starting to invade in places. They're starting to try and actually pick these fights. And Mueller, unfortunately, just hasn't been able to handle thus far.
I think the next we need to see is a Rift Herald mid. They need to walk towards getting this Rift Herald for Marsden and start forcing this mid lane tower.
Oh, that's a big Curse of the Sad Mummy connecting on a Jòker who's in a lot of trouble. That Aftershock doing damage as well, and Phoenix finds a kill. Up top, however, SukiYuki in a lot of danger. Once again, the 5th solo kill for Kaiju Godzilla.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just the nature of the matchup. No gap closes, no dashes away on the Garen. So once that flushes down, if Darius gets on top of you, that's it. You're done. Especially when he's this far ahead. Black Cleaver completed already. 5-0, 700 gold bounty, 109 CS. This is a big Darius at 16 minutes into the game. But in that mid lane, though, Zoe, so unfortunately going down there, not having the exhaust just expiring. See,
Kaiju Godzilla, can he 2v1? I think he can. Phoenix recognizing this is trying to run away, trying to escape, but Kaiju wants this one. Flash is still available on this Darius. A good save by Skew, but will it be enough for this Amumu to survive? Meanwhile, Phoenix went right into Huntah and will go down. Skew losing this fight to Kaiju Godzilla, trying to get to that tier 2, but gets roped back into Huntah. A double kill for this jungler.
Yeah, double kill going through there for Huntah. Good chase down in the mid lane, communicating with his top laner, letting Darius get up here, and we see a flash out of SukiYuki once again.
Yeah, doesn't want any part of Huntah right now. Really, everyone on Mueller should be too afraid to fight, and we're seeing that result in just flash after flash burn. Unfortunately, without this critical summoner, it leaves you super exposed to, future fights. And if Marsden keeps playing aggressive, keeps trying to force these issues, they're going to snowball this game even more and possibly end it as soon as Baron comes up. I could see a world where Marsden goes ahead, gets Baron, wins the ensuing fight, and takes the game.
I mean, most definitely now, 17 minutes, picking up this Rift Herald means with the bot tower, the last open 1-4, it should be used down here in the bot side, or they could use it in the mid lane to maybe squeeze out an early inhibitor if they win one of these early team fights around the next objective. But Marsden's team comp is looking very scary right now. The Zoe's online and the Darius is online, as well as Kayn working towards his transformation. Not just getting it just yet, but when he does, that's going to be their 3 biggest mid-game threats, and that's really going to be a danger for Mueller. I don't think they'll ever win any team fights until it gets to super late game when his Twitch comes online. But at the moment, he's just too far behind this Vayne to really do anything. 66 CS at 18 minutes means you're not getting that gold gene to get your crucial items on the champion.
Yeah, really, if you're Mueller, the brightest star so far, I believe, has been Skew. on this Amumu. The Amumu's been in the right place at the right time. It's just a bit unfortunate that the follow-up hasn't always been there. Of course, as I say that, the Bandage Toss does miss. Curse of the Said Mummy runs right into the Black Shield, but JuiceTheBerry was the real target, barely surviving with flashes. SukiYuki under tower will get cut down. Kaiju Godzilla dominated.
Yeah, that guillotine coming down again. Slams it down. Oh, good flash.
Oh, good flash. CB Trouble Bubble hitting as well. SukiYuki has to try to turn it around in desperation. Dark Binding from over the wall hits Scoppy Toaster. He will fall as well. 2 more kills to the blue side as Rift Herald gets dropped up top.
Yeah, and this Rift Herald picked up by Kaiju Godzilla. I think he'll be able to get at least an inhibitor tower, if not an inhibitor itself here off this push. Hunts with him within a Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix in a bit of trouble. Is going to try and walk away, but there's no tower to hide behind. Ultimate's being used, and Huntah picks up yet another. This has become a feeding frenzy for Marsden as they're looking to take the first inhibitor, perhaps. SukiYuki will step up, but I don't think there's much this Garen can do without help. SukiYuki is around, but a second charge from the Rift Herald takes this inhibitor down to half. They will save it for now. Kaiju not feeling willing to take the 3v1 just yet, but with all this pressure taken to the top side, it does leave an exposed bot side tower.
I think he can take it, to be honest. I think he could have stayed there and taken it. I think the Black Cleaver plus the MR he's got built there, obviously moving towards the Spirit Visage, I think he would have been able to take the 3v1 into the Brand, Amumu, and the Garen. That's all magic damage coming out of them, except maybe for the Garen, who has a little bit of AD as well, but that ultimate's pretty much all magic damage. You see alone now twitching this bot side, getting chunked down.
Gosh, the damage coming from Sylas is nearly enough to take down an IneptStackR. Heal was used at the end of that, so a bit of sustain. That tells me IneptStackR wants to hang around, at least for now, but it's still 2v1, and that tower will fall. Dark Binding does not connect, but Hunter's coming from up above, and the rat is put down.
Yeah, Huntah as well going for Shadow Assassin Kayn, so he's got his evolution and he'll be doing so much damage to these squishy champions. One of the strongest, I think, instant nukes in the game is the Shadow Assassin Kayn. You know, when he gets fed in your games, it's so damaging.
That Paddle Star did so much work as Jòker finds another kill in the mid lane. SukiYuki doing her best to try and find something, but gets hit with a Sleepy Trouble Bubble. A double kill for Jòker.
Yeah, Jòker here on this Zoe. Still got this Luden's Echo, and you know the Paddle Star actually scales with levels as well, not just the levels in the ability or the AP. So every time Jòker gets an extra level, she's getting extra damage on that Q, which means Zoe's going to nuke even harder. And given the fact she's even going for a Lich Band, hasn't got those magic pen boots. Once the Oblivion Orb and the pen boots come in for the Zoe, she's going to be doing some devastating damage.
I just want to put it a quick aside right now. I am loving these bagpipes. It seems like they start playing after every single outplay or kill. You just start hearing these bagpipes playing. It's adding a new element to Summoner's Rift that I didn't know we needed, but now that it's here, I never want it to go away.
It's that Scottish theme map. I think we need to actually get the game developers on it. We need to contact Riot Games as soon as possible. We need bagpipes after every kill. We need first blood teamfight wins, bagpipes in the background, the echoes of victory for these sides as they charge forward.
Exactly.
I think that would be very optimal.
Oh, that would be fantastic. And I am quite positive these bagpipes won't get old by the end of the day. Anyways, as we are continuing right now, Baron has arrived on the Rift. As you can see right now, Marsden is the first team to start posturing around it. Sleepy Trouble Bubble, good connect. And that is a play from Jòker. SukiYuki has to body block, but that is a jungler chunked down to half with Baron on the map. I don't think that means Mueller can contest anymore, so they're going to back away. Marsden, all they need to do is chase the red side out of the jungle. They can rotate back to the Baron, or they might look to pick the fight itself.
I mean, he's using Flash out of Jòker, especially on Zoe, who's definitely a very immobile kind of backline carry. That Flash is really important on her for getting or peeling off anything that's diving onto her. So if this Amumu gets into the backline and lands a really nice curse to the Sad Mummy, it could be the end.
Oh, Sleepy Trouble Bubble at the follow-up from Hunter does bring down the mid laner. So Phoenix is out. JuiceTheBerry, though, has also gotten to kill SukiYuki as Hunter is going so deep but cannot find Twitch. It doesn't matter because Kaiju Godzilla from the top side brings him down. SukiYuki running for the tower won't be able to make it a double kill for Kaiju Godzilla. A third challenger approaches. Scoopy Toaster, you don't want this. A triple for the Darius, an ace, and possibly the game.
I mean, this is definitely the end if they want to go for it, but it looks like Morgana is going to move up and solo that Infernal Dragon solo the Infernal, not the Infernal Dragon, the
Infernal Baron.
Infernal Baron.
Infernal Baron.
But yeah, I mean, it should be the end of the game here for Marsden. Just going to dot their I's and cross their T's. The rest of Mueller is coming back up, and the side will actually back off, but I'm pretty sure they could have just ended the game there with those 3 units. They have enough damage coming through, and as well with the Morgana, if she stayed around, they could have definitely ended that game. But it looks like they're going to move towards this Baron instead now that Kayn is back up. Get a reset in 5 men into the top, to the bot lane, sorry, and then finish off this game.
Yeah, definitely should be an easy Baron pickup, reset, get those more items, and just pretty much as I hate to say it, run it down mid. Just go ahead, take it straight through, win the ensuing team fight, and win the game. Marsden had that opportunity to end it before, a little bit slow on the communications, I believe, and as a result, Mueller does come back. But there's nothing Mueller can do to stop this Baron take at the moment. Quickly secured by Marsden, as, yes, okay, they are opting to recall. I'm curious to see what items get finished here, because taking a look at this gold advantage, we're sitting at nearly 20k.
Yeah, it's 2 or 3 item lead on every single major carry. See, Darius just going for defensive items, not going to try push his lead. I'd love to see an Infinity Edge on the Darius. Zoe looks like she's building towards that Rabadon's Death Cap. Still got a Doran's Ring in there as well, so still really sticking with that starter item, making sure she's still got lane presence this late in the game. You know, really need to make sure on their 1v1 you got that mana sustain and that extra little bit of damage. To minions, of course, 5 extra damage on the autos.
Who I'm excited to see in this next team fight is actually Huntah on the Silas. Opted for the Youmuu's Ghostblade, so there's like all pen all the time coming from him right now.
Oh yeah, a lot of flat pen.
On the Kayn, sorry, not on the Silas. Not to mention the fact that the stopwatch has been taken as well, so it's going to be even harder to bring him down.
Yeah.
I just want to see Huntah really run straight through the middle of Mueller, just slicing and dicing.
Just a Q onto the brand and the Twitch and just absolutely delete him. Just go on, finished. I think one Paddle Star from Jòker will actually one-shot the Twitch at this point.
Agreed. We might see it right there. Going for the Sleepy Trouble Bubble onto SukiYuki. Not going to connect just yet, but Jòker's almost leading the charge right now for Marsden. Super minions are pouring into the base from 2 sides. Kaiju Godzilla was sent bot to try and get that third wave to come in as well. This is the setup Marsden is looking for, a 4-1 push to end this game. SukiYuki going to flash in, Curse of the Set, Mummy comes out, but there's no backup from the rest of the team. Finally, an ultimate comes out from Scooby Toaster, and they do get a kill on JuiceTheBerry, but at what cost? Because Kaiju Godzilla is in the middle of Mueller's team. Here comes the rest of Marsden, and they're going straight through. Shutdown after shutdown, kill after kill, a triple for Kaiju Godzilla. Huntah finds the ace, and there you have it. Marsden will take the first game here at the Ekka.
Yeah, 30 kills to 7, an absolutely dominating performance from Marsden, and the Nexus does fall, and they win our first game here at the Ekka.
Yeah, a fantastic showing from Marsden right there. They had control from start to finish in this one. So you can see a little bit of a pop-off from the team. Kaiju Godzilla, essentially from like the 3rd minute of this one, was winning lane, and the rest of the team kind of played around that momentum and sort of followed by example. Yes, there were times when it looked like Mueller might have been able to get something going off the bot side. Again, I want to throw credit to SukiYuki on this Amumu. Was in the right place at the right time. Unfortunately, the follow-up wasn't always there, and in the end, Marsden makes it look easy. Yeah,
it makes it look very easy coming through that 24-minute victory. Believe who's our next game that's going to be coming up on stage very shortly for you guys.
Yeah, we will have another game in roughly 30 minutes before our next one. So a bit of a gap before game number 2. So we'll be seeing Earnshaw taking on Maroochydore in our next matchup, and that will be a lot of fun. But going back to this game, if you had to pick sort of, you know, MVPs from each side, I'm going to say SukiYuki and Kaiju Godzilla.
Yeah, I'd say it's fair enough. Yes, SukiYuki and the Amumu definitely did her best to try and maintain the progression of the map and try to keep it together, but it was just really difficult, right? All those lanes fell super far behind early. I feel like the comp as well, I didn't really synergize too well together for neither side, right? It was very much a solo queue of this lane gets ahead, we win. If this lane doesn't, we lose. Who's just the stronger lane? A very win game kind of composition coming out of both sides. Not the strongest either from both sides, but I mean overall good win. See the amount of damage that Darius did as well in that post game fight he did.
Yes, I mean it was ridiculous. Kaiju Godzilla was just shredding through people. Same thing with Huntah as well, going for the full pen build. A very strong throwing for sure from the blue side, and a huge congrats to them. One more time, give it up to your winning team here, as well as your losing team. Give it up for really both teams for putting on a great opening match.
Yeah, of course, these games don't mean anything. It's a bit of fun getting involved in and playing in front of the big stage, hearing the crowd roar as you get that first fight, as you get that kill, as that Nexus explodes. And we should be back with you guys in, well, I guess like 29 minutes for our next game. So
you can take a look at the timer right there. We'll be back in roughly 30 minutes for Earnshaw taking on Maroochydore. That's going to be a fun match. So gives you enough time to go check out the Ekka, see what's going on. If you're here live, if you're at home, go ahead, prepare a little treat and join us back soon. We have more Ekka coming at you here at the Ekka.